Ever found yourself in a maze while using VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP in Excel? You're not alone. These tools, while powerful, can be complex and confusing. They're often riddled with limitations like the inability to look left and can be a source of errors, especially when dealing with large data sets. Even experienced users can find themselves tangled in their intricacies, wrestling with unexpected results or baffling error messages. But what if we told you there's a simpler, more efficient method out there? Welcome to the world of query connections, a powerful feature in Excel that could well be the knight in shining armor you've been waiting for to replace VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Now, let's unravel the magic of query connections. What makes it so unique? It's a user-friendly feature that allows you to connect, combine, and refine data from various sources, making your data manipulation tasks a breeze. Picture this: you're working on an extensive spreadsheet and you need to pull data from different tables or even separate files. Sounds like a headache, right? Well, not anymore. Query Connections swoops in to save the day, simplifying your data consolidation process. It's the unsung hero of Excel, less prone to errors than VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. It's time to bid adieu to those pesky #n/a errors that used to haunt your spreadsheets. Ready to dive into the step-by-step guide? Let's go. First things first, open your Excel and navigate to the Data tab. This is where our journey into the land of query connections begins. Let's start by connecting to a data source. Spot the Get Data button on the top left. Click it. A drop-down menu will appear, and you'll see an option labeled From Other Sources. Hover over it, and you'll see a submenu. From this submenu, select From Microsoft Query. This opens up a dialog box where you can select your data source. Choose the one you need and hit OK. Now, we're connected to our data source, but we're not quite done yet. We need to combine our data. Head over to the Queries and Connections pane. Here, you'll see a list of all your queries. Right-click on the one you want to combine and select Append. This will open another dialog box where you can select the query you want to combine it with. Once you're happy with your selection, click OK. With our data source connected and our data combined, it's time to refine the results. Go back to the Queries and Connections pane and double-click on the query you want to refine. This will open up the query editor. Here, you can filter and shape your data to meet your specific needs. You can remove columns, change data types, or even rename columns. The world is your oyster. Once you're satisfied with your data, click Close and Load. This will close the query editor and load your refined data back into Excel. And there you have it. You've just navigated your way through the process of using query connections. But remember, practice makes perfect. So don't be afraid to play around with different data sources and queries. And just like that, you've mastered query connections. Easy, right? Let's take a moment to review the key points of using query connections. This feature, tucked away in the toolbox of Excel, is no less than a secret weapon for handling large data sets. It's like having a powerful search engine right within your spreadsheet. Remember how we talked about the limitations of VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP? Both functions can be cumbersome, especially when dealing with complex data. Query connections, on the other hand, is a breeze to use. It's as simple as setting up your connections and letting Excel do the heavy lifting for you. But the real beauty of query connections lies in its flexibility. You're no longer bound by the rigid structure of your data. Need to pull in information from multiple tables? No problem. Want to filter, sort, or aggregate your data? Easy peasy. Query connections can handle it all with grace and speed. Not only is query connections easier to use, it's also more efficient. It minimizes errors, saves time, and can handle large amounts of data without breaking a sweat. This can be a real game changer, especially for those of you who work with big data on a regular basis. In summary, Query Connections offers a simple, flexible, and efficient alternative to VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. No more wrestling with unwieldy formulas or sifting through mountains of data. With Query Connections, you can say goodbye to the complexities of VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. You're now equipped with a powerful new tool in your Excel arsenal. Happy data crunching!